Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another week of Conversations with a Masterful Raconteur. I just wanted to share with you all a little bit today about my time hanging out. I didn't necessarily hang out with JJ last night, but I was there and I had a few moments with him, and it was a really, really cool experience. The legend, Mr. JJ Kid Dynamite Walker from Good Times. And I just thought today I would just share with you a little bit about that experience that I had with him. First of all, please do not chime in or touch in with me by way of video, okay? Because you will interfere with the screen. Thank you. Before I jump in, I got my timer here. Let me see if I got it right. I'm gonna set my timer here for 15 minutes. That means once I get to 15 minutes, that means when it dings, it means that's telling me it is time to shut up, Barry. Man, I had a really good time last night at the Joke Joint. Alex Soto is the owner of the Joke Joint down in Summerfield. Really, really cool guy. Really nice establishment. I've been encouraging people to go down there and check him out because it's really nice. It's really nice. And last night he had Jimmy JJ Kid Dynamite Walker as the headliner. And in this moment, I cannot remember the guy's name who opened up for him, but he was just as awesome. He was just as awesome. I mean, it was a good night, man. The house was packed. It was just packed, man. I mean, we had a good time. So, me with my ambitious self, I had went up to JJ after the show, and I just wanted to get a good feel for him. I mean, like most of us, we've watched Good Times so many times, episode over and over and over, episode after episode, over and over and over. And I still watch it, sometimes. And I walked away feeling really, really good about my conversation with him. I also walked away with this feeling that I did not enjoy having. I'm gonna explain that to you. Before I go too far, see my mind, I'm so excited about telling y'all about JJ. Have y'all checked out Angel Rain yet? Because if you haven't heard Angel Rain and watched the video, I'm telling you, you're missing out. Go to bbingin.com, bbingn.com, and check out Angel Rain. And also 3 episodes of She the Player is right there. So just go and check that out, okay? bbingin.com. Anyway, JJ, I was sitting there, I was just observing, as I always do. One of the things that I appreciated so much is that most of us, let me rephrase that. Most of the Black folk that I know, that I've been around, in my age category particularly, we all love everybody that was on Good Times, and they're just dear to our hearts, just dear to our hearts, and they will always be just forever in our hearts. And we appreciate being able to claim that show as one of the top and most popular shows of our time. Now, here's the thing that I found interesting. Like, he had a special on, I don't know if it was USA, Showtime, HBO, Netflix, I'm not sure which one it was, but I think it was last year sometime, I was just browsing, and I saw his show in the the categories, and I decided to watch it. And he was funny. Like last night, he had people laughing from the time he came on the stage all the way until the very end of his show. His mind is so sound. I mean, like the way he delivered his lines, he did not miss a beat. He everybody was laughing. It was a packed house at the joke joint. But you know what? The point that I'm making so interesting, all of us black folk, we love him, the whole cast, but we're not filling that house up. Even in the special I saw on television that he did, I'm sure he's done quite a few of them. But the majority of the people who packed the audience and who are in there laughing and just loving him, they don't look like him complexion-wise. And that, to me, I was so proud to see. I really wish that it would have been even, because like I said, we claim good times in the whole cast. Most of us black folk, we claim it. Oh man, that's one of our favorite shows. One of them, because there were several. You know, I still watch. I have to have a dose of Sanford and Lamont, Fred and Lamont, like 2-3 times a week. I'm just that kind of a fanatic. But we had a lot of good shows back then, and but Good Times, just one of them shows, man. Like my parents was crazy about Good Times. You know, I was crazy about Good Times. It went through some generations, and thank God for syndication, because it's still going, and a lot of new younger people are exposed to it. But the people who are buying the tickets, the people who are sitting in that audience, the people who are buying his souvenirs, the people who are asking for his autograph and taking pictures with him, the majority of them are people other than black people. Isn't that something? And this guy is so deserving, so deserving. And I wanted to say it, and I want to say it like that, because if you get a chance to see J.J. Walker in person, go support him. Just go and support him. You know, it ain't that hard to break out of that cycle of behavior of how we do certain things. I mean, we can do what we want to do, and that's fine. But the thing that kind of touched me, that he said to me after the show, we were talking and he was getting set up to greet everybody before they came out. And so that's when I had my little few minutes to kind of get to know him just a little bit. The thing that he said to me was, like I asked him, I said, hey, JJ, because y'all know me. I mean, I am very ambitious, especially when I need to be. And I said, man, do you do any influencing? Do you do services or anything like that? And he said to me, very blunt, he said, no. I did not ask him why. He went ahead and voluntarily told me why. He said, I helped put, I forgot all the names that he said, but one of the key names he said was Byron Allen. If you don't know who Byron Allen, Google him. He said, I helped all of them. He said, Jay Leno. Now, you know, you got to go all the way back now. You got to go all the way back to the 70s. This was before these people, Jay Leno and people like that, and Byron Allen, man, they were in the beginning of the first quarter of their career. And JJ was already on television with #1 ratings. And so these guys back then, they were trying to figure out how to get their career path established. And he said something along the lines of, I helped this one, I helped that one, I helped that one, and I didn't get nothing for it. And it kind of hurt me because I related to him. He wasn't being nasty or mean, or he didn't even sound like he was had malice in his heart. The way he looked when he said that to me, it touched me because I might be wrong and he might would correct me, but I saw some hurt. I saw some disappointment in him. And, you know, and to think that you were so instrumental, I don't believe he would have said that if it wasn't true. I don't believe he would have said it if it wasn't true. And so to see yourself being in a position that you could help these up and coming people, and those very people turned out to be superstars. If you don't know anything about Byron Allen owns so many TV networks and companies and stuff like that. I mean, he is awesome. This brother is awesome. He's somebody who should be talked about this month for Black History Month, because a lot of television networks and stuff, he owns them. You may not think you may not have a clue who the owner is, but you may automatically think that somebody other than a Black man owns them. Byron Allen is a beast. Google him. He owns so much stuff that we act networks and stuff where we watch stuff. But to think that when somebody like him, Byron Allen is worth like billions. He's in the billionaire category. And to think, now this is just me talking, to think that somebody like a Byron Allen, I don't know what all the dynamics would be. And I don't know if there was ever any conversations. That's not my business. But JJ said to me, he said, well, I helped this one, I helped that one, I helped that one, and I didn't get nothing for it. And so for that reason, and me being a complete stranger to him, he was apprehensive to shout me out, give me a shout out, but he was nice to me and he was cordial to me. And I just felt kind of bad in a way for him, because he's so deserving. JJ is like, I think 9 years older than me. And this brother is in his middle 70s somewhere. And his mind is so intact, so sharp. I mean, like he deliver a line, and within a few seconds, he delivered his punch, and everybody bursts out laughing. And he talked about everybody, Black and white and Latino. And he did it in such a classy, comical way that everybody enjoyed it, man. And if y'all get a chance, to see JJ, you gotta go, and you just gotta go see him, man. And he was just humble. He was very, very humble. And I was very impressed with his poise and his mind and his ability to deliver jokes, funny jokes, and intelligently funny jokes. And so I just really appreciated him. And if you get a chance to see him, just get a ticket, go see him, take somebody. So I got me a autographed picture from him. And that was just a really little cool moment that that's going to be one of my favorite special situations and moments and stuff that I have had, with him. And so, man, I just really, really had a good time with him. And when he closed, he had, of course, he had everybody's full attention. Like I said, a packed house at the Joke Joint, had everybody's full attention the whole while. And by the way, while it's on my mind, I think he might be coming back in about 4 months. So y'all touch in with Alex Soto and the Joke Joint so that you could be in the loop of it, because I actually walked in and he made a seat for me. I really appreciate that, Alex. He made a seat for me. The whole house was packed out. So, but in closing, he said to everybody, he said, he encouraged everybody to get along, and he spoke against racism, and he said something in a very cool way. He said, We all came here on different ships. He said, but guess what? We are all in the same boat. And that's real. That's real. Europeans came on their ship. They brought our people here on this ship. But now we're all over here and we're all actually in the same boat. So I really appreciated uh, the way he did that. I remember when I was sitting there waiting for the show to start and people were still coming in. There was a couple that came in, met this guy named Lloyd. He's really, really cool. We're not friends on Facebook, but if he happens to see this, I hope he'll laugh about it because he laughed just as hard as I laughed last night. But he came in with his sweetheart. I don't know if it was his wife. I think might have been his sweetheart. And really, really cool guy, white guy. And I was kind of laughing to myself because she came down the row first, which would mean I was already on the end of the row by the wall. And so she came down. So it's like she knew that if she was going to sit there, she was going to have to sit next to me. And she didn't feel comfortable sitting next to me. So she hesitated. She stood there. And then she went out and she did something. And she came back. And apparently he wasn't right behind her at the time. So she came back and she stood there again. I was thinking to myself, no, she ain't gonna sit by me. And so then he came up and then he kind of came around her between all the seats and he sat next to me. He said, hope you don't mind me sitting next to you. Okay. That means that's my time. That's been 15 minutes. So I told him, I said, no, man, I don't mind you sitting next to me. And we fist bumped, white guy, cool guy. And we got to know each other. We talked. He told me a little bit about himself. I told him a little bit about myself, and just was one of the coolest guys, you know. And we sat there and we laughed. And man, it was just a really fun and beautiful night. And so it just tied right into, we were already on that note together, he and I. But in the way that JJ capped his show off by encouraging people to just try to leave the racism alone, because we, like you say, we all in this same boat. And it just kind of spoke to the reality of that moment with me and this white guy. We sitting there, we never seen each other in life before and may never see each other again, but we were totally fine sitting there next to each other, laughing together, enjoying the show. And then we talked. We talked quite a bit before the show started. While the show was going on, we had a few little comments, but we were so in tune to JJ, you know. There was a couple of moments when he was laughing at and saying something to me about the joke that JJ was saying. I was thinking, okay, be quiet, man. I want to hear what he was saying, what JJ's saying. But it was all good, man. It was all good. Last night was a really good night that I so much enjoyed. And, you know, like I tell people with the work that I do and the comedy that I do, that, yeah, it's true. We have to laugh. We have to find time to laugh and have a good time, especially with so much of this other stuff that's going on that can impact us so deeply that even in our homes, when we're not even around other people, we can still be impacted by a lot of this negative energy that's going on. So thank you, JJ. I want to give you applause for giving us a really good show, predominantly white audience. You see, if he was relying on just us, he wouldn't be in the shape he's in, or you know, business wise. So I thank God that JJ is able. He's so beloved everywhere that he goes, that he has full houses, and it doesn't matter what color the skin of the people in his audience, but the fact that white people love him dearly, just like we do as Black people, just like Latino people. We just love JJ, you know, for who he is and what the work that he's done, and he's still chugging away. He's still chugging away, and you know, I send a big shout out there to you, JJ, man. I'm so proud that you have a packed house And it don't matter, like I said, what color the audience is, but it says a whole lot, man, when you can be a black person and pack a house out, and it's predominantly people that are not the same skin complexion as you, man. That says a whole lot. I would love to be in that situation just as well, you know. But anyway, my timer has gone off. I'm gonna touch out right now. JJ was a good show. If you get a chance to see him, check him out. And in the meantime, in between time, if you haven't heard my new song and watched the video Angel Rain, I've got nothing but positive reviews on it. A lot of people when they tried to leave comments, but on if they don't have a subscription to a YouTube channel, YouTube will not allow you to leave a comment, and I do understand that. But everybody that will leave a comment, you know, I really do appreciate it. And hit the like button, if you will. I really do appreciate it. Just you know, support me. That's a small way that you can do it, and I really do appreciate it. I'm so thrilled that all the people that have listened to the song and watched the video have watched it like more than 2 or 3 times. They appreciate it that much. So that says a lot. I am in the process of putting all the pieces together to produce the movie Sheeta Player. This movie going to be a legend. I'm telling you, it's going to be a classic. I meant to say classic. It's just going to be funny. It's going to be so funny. I'm so delighted to see Daniel touching in with me this evening. I got a role for this guy. We haven't talked about it yet, but man, y'all gonna, if you're looking at the people that touching in with me right now, you see this guy Daniel Patrick Hodges. He is a comedian. This guy was so funny. This guy is so funny. Like, I saw his show, and when I saw his show, I knew immediately I wanted to work with him, and he said he want to work with me too. So when you see him in Sheeta Player, I promise you, you will not forget him. You will walk away telling other people about him, because the way I've written his character, it's insanely funny. It's insanely stupid. He's going to have you cracking up, and he is the guy to deliver that character. So I'm excited. I got to say some love to Lupita for Bella. I feel so thankful to meet people like you, Lupita, because we don't really know each other, but you've been supporting me like you've been knowing me for years. And I really, really do appreciate that. So I said that to you, but I wanted to say it in front of everybody. How about that? As the thing, Monique, Brenda, Teresa, Laverne, some of the other people that are touching in with me this evening, as you touch in, the names move up, and then I forgot who was there before you, but whoever you are, you touched in with me this evening. I appreciate it. How about share this, this live with somebody, okay? I'm not going to talk your head off. I got this timer to try to discipline myself to stop running my mouth so much, and I want to stay somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 minutes, and I think I'm over 20 minutes. So I'm going to touch out now, and I'll see you guys every Monday somewhere in the evening time with Conversations with the Masterful Raconteur, where I share with you either something I wrote about or some perspective I have about something or whatever, okay? So thank you for touching in. Florida's own Barry S. McLeod, truly the right kind of different. Y'all have a good evening.